Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to cover my top 10 tips to get out of gold or any of the low ranks. I can guarantee if you guys follow my 10 tips I'm going to talk about today that you will probably get out of whatever rank you're in right now. Gold, silver, bronze, diamond, doesn't matter what it is. You'll probably get out of it assuming you follow these tips. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, maybe leave a comment if you guys are vibing with the video. But without wasting any more time, let's get into it. Tip number 1 is recoveries. Alright, so check this out guys. I'm gonna make a little corny joke. What do cats and Rocket League players have in common? Well, cats always land on 4 paws, right? Or 4 arms. So what do Rocket League players do? Well, they don't have paws, they have wheels, right? So instead of landing on all 4 wheels, or all 4 paws, you can land on all 4 wheels. So every time you come up a surface like this, or down a surface, you wanna make sure that you're landing on all 4 wheels. Down the surface, up the surface, and make sure again that you land on 4 wheels. Make good contact, and there you go. It's a good recovery. So as long as you're making sure that your wheels are touching the ground, just like that, even on the ceilings as well. Ceiling, wall, floor, wall, ceiling, wall, and then floor, right? You just keep bouncing between all these, ceiling, wall, floor. You make sure that you're always landing on 4 wheels like that. I'm telling you guys right now, you guys will level up like crazy. So drill number 1, first tip 1 is do some jungle gym. So flip around the field like this, get on the walls, do some wave dashes up here, jump up on the ceilings, jump down from the ceilings, back to the floor, back to the walls, back to the ceiling. So I mean, again, the order doesn't matter. Ceiling, wall, floor, floor, ceiling, to wall, to floor, back up to ceiling, maybe go wall, ceiling, like this, ceiling, back to the wall, it doesn't matter, just get around and just, try and go as fast as you can, while also making sure you land on all 4 wheels, get on up and down on surfaces, like this, jump up and down, like, here's another good tip, you can go up, and then double jump back down, like that, just get around quick, up and down the walls, go up, down the posts, that, just get around quick. Alright, tip number 2 is ground movement. This is just gonna couple with the other drill, right? So you can actually combine the two, but for now, let's just focus on this. So what I want you guys to do is literally just practice flipping around the field. Like, I know it sounds kind of lame, but it is really useful to just be able to get around the field nice and efficiently. Because again, flips, the nice thing about flipping around the field is that it uses absolutely no boost. So if you can get around the field just with the flipping, you can get around really quickly. So just practice, doing your turns into quarter flips like these, if you want to, front flips, turn, front flip, turn, front flip like that, or speed flipping. It doesn't matter what it is. Just practice flipping around the field and getting around, Maybe add some drift turns, turn, drift, drift. It really doesn't matter. Just practice any form of ground control. Drift, into flip, like it literally doesn't matter. It's endless, but, just spend a little bit of time working on your ground game, just being able to flip to the left, maybe one way, maybe go back the other way, flip to the right a couple times like this, really good stuff. And then, like I said, if you want to combine those 2 drills together, it makes for an insane training routine, and it really helps. Like, it's going to really level up how fast you get on the field and just how efficient you are. It's crazy. So flip around the ground a couple times like this, and then again, double jump to the wall, or not the wall, but the ceiling. Get back down here, back down to there, back down to here. Start doing some flips again. Like, just honestly, if you just spent 5 minutes just moving around the field like this, just like I'm showing you, like I'm telling you, it's gonna 10 times your mechanics, like crazy. Tip number 3 is work on your arrow shots. So arrow shots just are like somewhat like, it's not that they're easy, but it's really good to get in the habit of start doing them, where you just jump one time, and we try and air roll into the ball like that. So just getting a sense of, of the space of the field, and just wrap around the ball like so, wrap around the ball, then, working these types of things where we turn our car and flip into it like that, just minor adjustments in the air after a jump like that can really throw your opponents off and give you a lot of extra shooting angles. Let's do another one here. Maybe do some arrow left, and then flip into it, right? Do another one. See, boom. Like, it literally doesn't matter how I do this one. It's like, work on, jumping up. Maybe you don't even have to air roll into it. You just flip into it, like boom, jump, and then just flip into it. That's really good practice. By the way, guys, every training pack that I use here in today's video will be down in the description, so make sure to check that. Here are a couple more arrow shots. So here, arrow to the left and then front flip into it, right? And then I can get some really, really nice power close to the net, and that should definitely throw your opponents off. Let's do it again here on the right. Boom. See? Really close to net. Gets a lot of power. No way that your opponents are saving that, assuming that, you know, they're not that great defenders. Tip number 4 is work on your bounce shots. So arrow shots are great, but even simpler and better than arrow shots is bounce shots. So basically any shot that you're trying to time on a bounce, like this one. So boom, it's gonna bounce on the floor, and then as it bounces, I'm gonna try and flip into it, and you know, catch on the bounce, and then it'll come up. And then, you know, get some height like that. So bounce shots are just really great for getting lots of power from a short bounce just like that. And again, if your placement's really good, you know, you can, I mean, there's, again, if your defenders aren't great at defending, or, you know, again, because again, you're shooting so close to the net with so much power and height, you know, like that, like there's no way, like it's hard to save. And heck, let's say I go back into free play or something, hit the ball, right? And I shoot it right here. Like that, oh, that was good, right? But just being able to get these bounce shots off the walls and stuff, so catching on the bounce, literally anytime it bounces. So let's try this one more time. Bang, like that shit is crazy. Like, if you can do these bounce shots, that was a little bit arrow right there, but you know what I'm saying? Like, if you just get the bounces up and then catch on the bounce, like that, boom. Like, that will definitely get a rank. Tip number 5 is half volleys. So if there's a ball that is bouncing towards you and you're able to, in some way, to turn towards the ball and then front flip into it right as it bounces, that's not a front flip, but this one, like this, bang, front flip. I mean, that could go full court, you know, if there was anything left. But here, right, like even just a little front flip like that, see, like it's so much power. And I'm telling you guys right now, if you can do anything related to a half volley, kind of like this, yeah, it's gonna, again, put a lot of pressure down on the opponents, and they're gonna have to like scramble to defend it and clear it out, right? But again, half volleys are amazing. So again, here, front flip into that on the bounce, and it's just gonna send literally every time. So as you guys can see, like even just a basic half volley like that on the ground, some kind of front flip in any case, it's just going to go nice and high, and then it'll fall low again towards the net. It's really useful. Tip number 6 is spacing. So I've got some footage here from my buddy Rise. Thank you, Rise, for helping me record this footage for me. But if you guys look at the footage right now, we're going to cover some spacing. So basically what me and Rise are doing here is he's taking a dribble and I'm giving him some space to dribble, right? So if he gets closer to me, I get a little further away. You know what I'm saying? So you know, he's got a bubble. I'm gonna let him dribble. I'm gonna let him do his thing, right? I'm not gonna get in his way. Just, you know, respect it. Respect the dribble. Respect the possession, right? And then as he gets closer to me, I try and get farther away from him, right? And it's kind of like a dance, right? But we're just trying not to get too close to each other, right? Just so that we're not in each other's bubbles. All right, and if you guys look here, I'm gonna show you guys an example of bad spacing, and well, kind of what it looks like to be kind of that annoying teammate that everyone hates, who takes the ball from the teammate. So if we look, I let him dribble for a little bit, right? Let him have it, and then you know what? I'm just like, nah, you don't get the ball. Now I know that's kind of deliberate, and I did that on purpose. You can't just, you know, close the gap on your teammate and just like take the ball from them, right? It just kind of doesn't make any sense. So here, do it again. He's like, oh, I got a nice dribble. Huh, just kidding. Take it off him. Being kind of a meanie, right? But I mean, that's still like, you guys would be surprised how many goals do something similar to that, right? Where they just drive right next to their teammate and just bump them, you know? So once again, guys, just being just a slightest bit aware of where your teammate is on the field and just giving them some space to do what they want, you know, is really going to elevate your game, because then you guys won't be so clustered together, and then maybe you'll work together for once, because then you won't be, you know, taking all his dribbles and bumping him, and then he won't want to give the ball to you. And this will be my last example. This is one I see a lot, where people will go from back post and then they'll move past back post back in their teammate who has the ball in the corner there, and they'll just end up either getting in their way, you know, clustering together, bumping them, and it's just a mess, you know. But it could have all been solved if he just stayed back post, you know. It would have been simple, but you just had to give him a little bit of space, right? So if he's in the corner, you just tackle him, and you just follow him blindly. You know, you guys are gonna end up running into each other, and then you guys are both going to get dunked at the same time, and it sucks. Tip number 7 is not throwing the ball away. So anytime that you can afford to not just blatantly hit the ball right at your opponents, it might be a good thing, you know? But every time you blatantly just hit the ball to your opponents and you just give the ball to them for free, you're throwing. You were literally throwing. So like, do yourself a favor. Every time you get the ball, think about how hard you should hit it, right? Because if you're just banging it for no reason, like you're seeing on screen, and you just give it right back to your opponent, well, guess what? He's just gonna take a dribble. Be like, okay, thanks for the free ball, and then he'll just go ahead and take that free space to, you know, destroy you and punish you for that, you know, you giving the ball away. So I mean, look, I mean, if there's a shot or something, you know, I mean, even if there's a shot, you know, if you just keep throwing the ball away to no one, you just give it right back, well, that kind of defeats the purpose of having the ball position in the first place, because you just, you know, like, oh, have the ball, and then you're like, okay, bye ball, forget it. It's like you guys are allergic to that shit. Like, it's like you don't like the ball for some reason. You just want to keep throwing it away. Tip number 8 is incorporate some fake challenges. So sometimes in Rocket League, you don't want to actually full challenge because 90% of the time, you know, your opponent actually has you beat, so it's better to make it look like you're going to go on the ball, but then actually don't go, right? And sometimes, depending on the scenario, you can actually, you know, get them to give the ball back to you, and then you'll get possession again. So again, if my buddy here, like Rise, wants to take a dribble, you know, but I know there's a chance he could cut me, flick it over me, and all that dangerous stuff, you know, then I'm not going to fully go on the ball, because I know that if I do that, I'm just going to leave that open. So if we can look at the footage here, see, I don't fully challenge him, and that's just in the hopes to get him to throw the ball away. Now here, on a lot of these examples, he doesn't, but, you know, at some point, I'll get him to flinch, right? Like if you're playing 1v1 or something. Right next to tip number 8 is tip number 9, and that is incorporate shadow defense. So this goes hand in hand with fake challenging. So if you want a fake challenge, I mean, there's a difference between fake challenge and real challenges, but here, there's a fake, right? So if I fake the challenge, right, there's a certain way you have to fake it. You have to fake it in a way that allows you to shadow defend the net. So I'm not going to get too into shadow defense on this video, but the basic premise is that you want to mirror your opponent so that when they flick it, you can jump at the same time that they flick or shoot it, and then you'll be in the same trajectory as the ball, allowing you to save the ball, even though you're defending from an awkward position, you know, facing your own net. So basically, you're just anticipating and mirroring your opponent. You know, you're anticipating a shot or a flick, and you're trying to get in a good position to save it. And what shadow defense is going to allow you to do is it's going to allow you to defend from those really awkward positions, you know, where someone might have a flick over you, a dribble or something, right? Hell, they might even boom the ball over your head, right? And then how do you deal with that, right? Well, you have to kind of position, again, you know, in a position that's like close, you know, and it mirrors your opponent, but at the same time allows you to, you know, make progress, or not progress, but like progress back towards your net, and then gives you enough ample space to defend the ball. If you guys still struggle with the concept of shadow defense, I'll link a video down in the description of someone like, say, KevPert, who's already made a very good tutorial on shadow defense. So if you guys haven't watched that yet, definitely try and watch that if you guys are still struggling with the idea of shadow defense. But again, if you guys can incorporate shadow defense into your games more often, I guarantee you'll rank up. Tip number 10 is keeping the ball close and or just taking some solid 50-50s. So again, if you guys look here at the examples, I'm going to let Rise, you know, come, you know, he's going to come full speed at me, right? But as long as I stay behind the ball and I act like a brick wall, the ball won't move, or at least it won't go in my net, and I'll be able to keep possession again. Or if I don't get possession of it, then my teammate, you know, in theory, might be able to collect the ball. So again, I'm going to let him tackle me one more time, just like that. Just let him come at me again. And I'm just going to take a single jump, and then I'll block the ball, right? So just taking these really solid 50-50s close to your body are really going to, I mean, you're going to take defenders out of the game, and it's going to make your life easier, because then you'll have one less person to worry about. And again, these 50s, like I said, take them out of the play, and then gives it so that you have one less person to worry about. And it's also really efficient because you don't have to use any boost for the challenge, and then you can start a dribble or a counterattack or something really useful, right? But just these single jumps on these challenges where they're going full speed at you, it's like really, really helpful. All right, here's another example where I'm having Rise pretend he's the opponent. I'm going to have him just try and tackle me from way back there. And because I'm close to the ball, I can just cut it to the left and bang. There you go. I just balled him, right? And I get an open net, right? So, I mean, look. He was at a huge disadvantage right there. So him just blatantly challenging and not really thinking there, I could just cut it around him and bang, it's open, right? Alright, and I know I said there'd be 10 tips today, but my 11th tip, my bonus tip for everyone in gold or just the low ranks is I want you guys to really work on your mindset, because I really think those who are either just starting or maybe they've been playing a while, you know, it's really easy to get down and think that there's no point and that you'll never get better. But if you guys can just master your mind over your body and really just try and look at the more positive side of things, then it's really going to help you get through those more difficult times when you're just starting out, you know, because like if I haven't said before, starting in the game, or you know, getting out of those lower ranks is probably like the hardest thing you'll ever do. So that's why it's really important to try and keep a positive mindset throughout this whole process. But once again, if you guys practice anything, literally anything on that list that I talk about today, you'll probably get better. But anyways, that'll be it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you found it helpful, let me know down in the comments. Leave a like or something. But yeah, that's it. See you guys in the next one. Bye.